We'll take a look at this short video. This was in the Daily Mail of this morning, filmed July 2019 by a fan, I believe. And here Harry and his wife are already touting for future work. They've been planning this for probably 2 years, I would imagine. And even by royal standards, this is pretty shameful. Basically, they are asking the gentleman to the right of the screen for work, a job. As of right now, Harry will be living off his father's money and his wife's money. She wants to go back into Hollywood, back into the acting profession. Not sure what Harry's going to do, but watching these two begging for a job, begging for money in public is pretty shameful. But look at Beyonce's face behind them. Bemused, embarrassed. She's very friendly with Meghan, and yet she looks somewhat shocked at the audacity. Around this time, there was another event taking place in London to remember victims of an IRA attack in 1989. And one British anchor, who I don't particularly like very much, a hypocrite, an anti-Christian character, was criticising Harry and his wife for missing this Marine event to commemorate the victims of an IRA attack, like I say. He may have a point, Piers Morgan. The palace have been denying that Harry was ever invited to attend in the first place, but it's the sort of place that he should have wanted to have attended. And here we call this networking. It's a strange event, really, going back over the last few months, I suppose. We have 3 articles on the royals on our website, which we have updated to keep up to date with what's going on. We do try and keep an eye on current affairs. But here's a photograph that Patrick left with me, and it's absolutely incredible to see how similar Mrs. Simpson is to Meghan Markle. Both American, both divorcees, both married weak men, and even here, Edward looks similar to Harry. She almost brought down the House of Windsor. I don't think Meghan will bring down the House of Windsor, but it's been a painful few weeks for royalists. Just for the record, I am no royalist, but I don't like the way that they have treated the Queen and the country in general. People around the world have been mocking what's been taking place in recent weeks. This was the year when Britain was set to leave the EU, and by the end of this month we will be leaving the EU. This is the year where all Britons should be pulling together, basically, to promote Britain. But it seems one couple are wanting to make money for themselves, move to Canada at the cost of £8 million a year for the British taxpayer to cover their security bill. I would think the money that this couple are going to make over the next 3 to 5 years will be in the tens of millions. They could easily pay for their own security. But for now, the British taxpayer, the Canadian taxpayer, and perhaps the American taxpayer are going to have to pick up the bill and expect more cheap appearances like this, tacky appearances. If he wasn't the Queen's grandson, nobody would care about him. He has very little talent himself. She was in a small-scale TV show called Suits before she married him. She's hardly an A-star actress. She's hardly a top performer like this lady behind her, Beyonce. And yet this is really quite shameful by royal standards. A British prince and his American wife begging for work. And look at this lady's face. Shocked, stunned. A lot of our American friends are perplexed, bemused as to the antics of this couple. Born into privilege, and yet he's decided to turn his back on Britain, the year of Brexit, move to Canada, the other side of the world, and once Trump leaves office, expect this couple to relocate to California, possibly have their own TV show. They're going to make millions upon millions. Some are suggesting a divorce may come. It's hard to say, but for now, they are an embarrassment, a disgrace. And I think there is some justification of criticising Harry for missing the Marine event in commemoration of the victims of the IRA attack, which was taking place at the same time. And they wanted to go to the Disney event instead because it was more lucrative, more productive. And it's my belief they've been planning this switch from Britain to Canada and America for maybe the last year or two. And even Meghan's father is criticising her for what she has done. Not a royalist, like I say, but I don't like my country to be a laughingstock, and I don't appreciate the Queen being made to look weak. And one last time, this is the year of Brexit, and the royals and senior people should be pulling together to really promote Britain this year, not trying to line their pockets and make even more money when a lot of the country are still struggling after years of austerity, whereas this couple are lining their pockets and are going to make a lot of money in the coming years.